Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. We are nearing the end of the club season and the test to survive the Championship is still ongoing for many clubs. For the home side Blackburn and the traveller Sheffield Wednesday, they both have 3 games left to try and save themselves from dropping down into League One. For Blackburn, they are 5 points off safety, so 3 points this lunchtime would guarantee them Championship football for next season. Since new head coach John Eustace has been at the club since the middle of February, Blackburn have won just 2 of their 14 league games, but they have picked up 7 draws, which has helped them almost limp themselves over the line to survive this season. For Wednesday, the points are well and truly needed. Currently 2 points off safety, a win would put survival in their hands with 2 games to play. They are not in great form at the moment, with 1 win in their last 7 in the league, but relegation seemed at the start of the season to be a certain, so the slight chance they've got of staying up shows the mentality Wednesday have adopted under new manager Danny Roll, who's been at the club since late October. The reverse fixture saw a 3-1 Wednesday win at Hillsborough, with 2 late goals from Johnson and Windass securing the 3 points back in early December. So for a huge clash at the bottom of the Championship, it will be Blackburn or Sheffield Wednesday to walk away with all of the points. It's getting really close now as we edge towards the end of the Championship season. 3 games left for these 2 sides this Sunday lunchtime. Of course, other teams played yesterday, which saw the likes of Huddersfield fall to a defeat to Swansea. Birmingham drew to bottom of the league Rotherham. Plymouth lost to Stoke. And then that does mean some of those results have meant that Blackburn have dropped down to 19th. But if Blackburn can win today, it would put them onto 52 points, and it would mean that they would survive this Championship campaign. They would be staying up for next season. A win for Blackburn would lift them back up to 17th. That's where they were at the start of the weekend. For Sheffield Wednesday, not a lot has changed. They were 1 point off Birmingham, who are at the moment the one team that are just outside the relegation zone, but now that's gone from 1 point to 2. But it still remains the same for Sheffield Wednesday. A win would put them outside of the relegation zone, and it would put them in a fantastic position with 2 games to go. It means it's in their hands to survive. Sheffield Wednesday have West Brom at home next, which is a really challenging fixture. West Brom did lose on Saturday at this time yesterday to Leicester, but they'll definitely fancy themselves going to Hillsborough and trying to pick up some more points, and then they've got to travel to Sunderland on the final day of the season. Not an easy place to go to, but when you're surviving, or you're trying to survive and you're fighting for your lives, I don't think it really matters who you play as such. You're going to be up for it the same way, you're going to be fighting the same way. So it should be a really good battle, this one, because I think for Blackburn, I think the fact that they know a win would put them in survival, and it would guarantee it. I think that's a real drive for them. I think they're at home, the fact they're at home as well also helps, and they have the leading scorer in the Championship this season with Sammy Schmodics, who's got 24 goals in the Championship this season, 30 in all competitions, and he's the first Blackburn Rovers player to score 30 goals in all competitions in a single season since Alan Shearer in the 95-96 season. So it's an unbelievable campaign for Sammy Schmodics, who was only brought in last season from Peterborough for £1.8 million after he'd secured promotion with Peterborough during his time there, and he's come to Blackburn, and this season he's really took off. He only got 5 Championship goals last season, Sammy Schmodics. He's now got 19 more this season. It's absolutely incredible, the campaign he's having, and he's definitely carried this Blackburn team on his back, because if they didn't have his goals, who knows where Blackburn may have been at this point this season without his goals. It could really change the picture of the whole relegation battle with this result today. We could have a different team in the bottom 3. We could have a team out of the relegation scrap altogether, if Blackburn do win today. But Sheffield Wednesday, they will be confident. Did mention it before pre-game. They've only won 1 of their last 7 in the league, but they are unbeaten in their last 3 against Stoke, Norwich and QPR. They have won 3 of their last 5 away from home against QPR, Rotherham and Millwall, and they are teams that are around the bottom of the table. So they've definitely been picking up wins against teams around them and teams that they'll probably fancy themselves to beat. Not really taking many points off the higher teams in the division, but they've definitely been beating teams around them, which is what you need to do in a relegation battle. That is for sure. We'll go through the lineups now. We've got 4 minutes until kickoff. We'll start with the home side of Blackburn, and they make no changes from their unbelievable 1-0 away win last week against Leeds United. It is Ainsley Pears in goal, who turns 26 on Tuesday next week. A back 5 of Callum Britton at right wing back and Harry Pickering at left wing back, with 3 centre halves of Hayden Carter, Captain Dominic Hyam and Scott Wharton. 2 central midfielders of Joe Rankin Costello, who usually is a full back, but with this new system and a lack of central midfielders for Blackburn at the moment, he plays in the centre of midfield alongside Sondre Tronstad, who was brought in from Vitesse in the summer. And then 3 up front. On the right is Tyree Stoll, and on the left is the main man, Sammy Schmoddix, and through the middle, the number 9, and that is Sam Gallagher. He's currently on 48 goals in his Blackburn career. For Sheffield Wednesday from last week, where they drew 1-1 with Stoke at home, they make one change, and it's just up front. So the midfield and the defence stays the same, and in goal is James Beadle, who started his season on loan at Oxford in League One. He made the switch to the Championship with Sheffield Wednesday in the January window. He is on loan from Brighton. 3 centre halves of Liam Palmer, who's making his 275th Championship appearance. Alongside him is going to be Michael Hickway and Akin Famewo. 2 wing backs on the right is Paul Valentin, who was brought in the summer from Spain from Sporting Gijón, and at left wing back is Marvin Johnson, with 2 central midfielders of Will Volks and Barry Bannon making his 400th Sheffield Wednesday appearance. He's been at the club since August 2015. What a player, what a servant, and they will be wanting him to perform at his highest ability to try and get Wednesday the 3 points today. 3 up front. On the right is Anthony Musaba, who was brought in on a free from Monaco. He scored 1 in his last 10, and it came in a recent away win against QPR. On the left is Josh Windass, who did score against Blackburn in the reverse fixture at Hillsborough. And up front, through the middle, is Ike Ugbo, on loan from Troyes from France at the moment. He was brought in January after spending the first half of the season on loan at Cardiff. He's got 6 goals for Sheffield Wednesday, but he hasn't scored since the start of March. It's a huge game for both in this relegation battle. Blackburn can see themselves safe with a win. Sheffield Wednesday, with 3 points themselves, can get themselves out of the relegation zone, which would be an unbelievable achievement if they can somehow survive this season. When they had their old manager of Munoz, they went 0 wins in their first 10. That's when he was sacked at the start of October. They brought in Danny Roll in mid-October, and he has just been an absolute revelation at Sheffield Wednesday. From his 32 Championship games he took charge of, the German manager, he's won 12, drawn 5 and lost 15. It's a really good record for what he inherited at the club. This squad still isn't really Championship quality altogether, but he's made it work. The players have really got behind his ideas. They really enjoy being coached by his team. It's Danny Roll, the manager. He's got 2 assistants of Hendrik Pedersen and Chris Powell, who you might recognise. He was part of the England setup as well. So it's a huge change for Sheffield Wednesday during the season, and it's almost got themselves out of the relegation zone with 2 games to go. They are the 2 managers shaking hands, John Eustace and Danny Roll. The German manager for Sheffield Wednesday, just 34 years of age, turns 35 this time next week. Taking on his first managerial role. He's worked a lot under Hansi Flick recently, who's now was the manager of the German national side, and also manager of Bayern Munich. He also worked under Ralph Hasenhüttl at Southampton in the Premier League. He also spent 8 years at RB Leipzig, covering a lot of different roles within that club. But now he's the main man at Sheffield Wednesday, and he's almost got them to complete the impossible of survival this season. If they can do it, it would be massive. A win today would take them out of the relegation zone with 2 games to play. And we're going to kick off here. Blackburn kicking right to left. Sheffield Wednesday left to right here at Ewood Park. Blackburn Rovers in their home kit and Sheffield Wednesday in their away kit of yellow shirt and light blue shorts. As we are away here at Ewood Park. Blackburn sending it long down the left-hand side where it's a header forward for Sheffield Wednesday. It reaches Bannon. It goes back to a Hickway on the edge of the box. Goes long and forward down the middle of the pitch. Can't quite find Ugbo up front for Sheffield Wednesday. Tronstad keeps it and he actually fouls Sheffield Wednesday player Masaba in the centre circle as he tried to win the ball back there for Blackburn. And it'll be a free kick here for Wednesday in the centre circle. We have got a Blackburn man down here. And it looks to be Sammy Schmodix. Certainly someone they don't want to lose at the start of this game. Holding his face here, let's have a look. As a Hickway cleared, it just skimmed the face of Schmodix. I didn't even realise. So yeah, as the ball was kicked forward, it just skimmed Schmodix's face. It shouldn't really be something that brings him off entirely. Does seem to be a little bit worse for wear with the ball just skimming the side of his face there. Sammy Schmodix, who's been recently called up to the Irish national side, which is absolutely no shock with the fact he's on 30 goals this season. So we're just getting some treatment here, Sammy Schmodix. Of course, involved in the championship. Team of the Year, didn't quite win Player of the Year. Crescencio Somerville for Leeds won that ahead of Schmodix, but he did score Blackburn's only goal in the reverse fixture against Wednesday where they lost 3-1. And that was back at the start of December. So an early stoppage in this game, as we will return with a Wednesday free kick just inside the Blackburn half in the centre circle. It was Tronstad of Blackburn with just a late tackle there on Masaba for Wednesday, former Dutch under-21 international. It didn't seem that serious, the clearance and the fact it's hit his face, but it's obviously took him by surprise. I think that's the main thing that's shocked Schmodix. The fact I don't think he expected the ball to hit him the way it did. But he's back to his feet. He's slowly walking off here to the near side. He should be fine to continue. Blackburn Rovers number 8, the championship leading goal scorer. So it will be Sheffield Wednesday to have the free kick here. Blackburn's defensive line just about 5 yards in front of the 18-yard box. The ball will be launched forward out to the left-hand side here for Wednesday. Drops out to this far side to Johnson, who is tackled there by Britton. So it'll be a throw-in for Wednesday in the final third here. And Will Volks is coming over to take this throw-in. The central midfielder looks like he's possibly got a long throw-in here. Yeah, he definitely has a long throw-in here. They've sent the centre half forward as well, as it's launched into the box here for Wednesday at the near post, dealt with by Blackburn and cleared by Tronstad. And it falls to the halfway line here with Sheffield Wednesday and the number 14 of Valentin. And down the left-hand side it goes. No one's there chasing it for Wednesday. Throwing in the defensive third here for Blackburn on the far side. It'll be taken by number 2, Callum Britton, who came through at MK Dons. 14 years of his career at MK Dons before moving on for Barnsley, where he did reach the playoff semi-final with Barnsley that season under Valerian Ismail in the 2020-2021 season, before moving to Blackburn last season for just £1 million. As Blackburn can't keep it in on the far side, throwing just inside the Wednesday half here for the away side. It'll be taken by their number 23 of Akin Famewo. As they go down the left-hand side here on the byline, kept in and crossed to the near post. It's cut out there by Wharton. And it'll be a corner for Wednesday. Throw-in found Masaba, who got it back to Famewo. And he got it down the left-hand side, and Windass was the one to get onto it. Onside, put the cross into the near post. But it was well dealt with by Wharton in the 6-yard box. as it's definitely Sheffield Wednesday have started the brighter of the two. It will be Will Volks again to take this set piece. He took the long throw in before. Now he's taking the corner kick, as Blackburn have currently got Sam Gallagher off the pitch at the moment, which isn't great when defending a corner. He is 6'4", the Blackburn striker, but I think he's just got a bloody nose. So they've lost him for this corner, which is not what they want, as it goes in low at the near post, but it can't quite be helped on. And it's picked up for Blackburn, and there's a counter-attack on here. Out to the right to Tyrese Dolan, who's been chased down here by Barry Bannon. He's got Britton overlapping to his right, and he'll find the wing-back who's forward on the byline, and his cross has been blocked by Bannon, who slides in. Brilliant midfield work from the Sheffield Wednesday captain on his 400th appearance for the club. And Wednesday can clear it along. Up the field here, Ugbo will chase it. It's deep into the Blackburn half. The goalkeeper comes out. Ainsley Pears heads it forward, but then he's caught out of position, and he's caught out of his goal. Windass will go for it, launches it over the goalkeeper, and what a finish from Josh Windass. It's a shocking start for Blackburn. Wednesday have been on top, and that is how you put your team ahead and how you put them out of the relegation zone. Josh Windass from afar with the perfect weight of shot to get it over the goalkeeper but keep it underneath the crossbar. It's a massive mess at the back for Blackburn. They sent the ball long in behind the left-hand side. Ugbo chased it. The goalkeeper got there, headed it forward, and it couldn't be dealt with. It was won back by Musaba, and Windass, about 25 yards out, latched onto the ball. It's really poor from the Blackburn captain, Dominic Hyam, giving it away. Tackled by Musaba. And as the ball was loose in the midfield area, Windass got onto the ball, side foot, towards goal, off the underneath of the crossbar, and into the back of the net. That is an unbelievable goal from Windass. He scored against Blackburn in the reverse fixture in December. He scored against them again here. And Wednesday have a very deserved lead. They've been the better side, and they've been rewarded with a goal. Wednesday 1 up and out of the relegation zone. The fact the goalkeeper came out and headed it to a teammate, and then Dominic Hyam couldn't quite get rid. Took too many risks there overall. The goalkeeper coming out, Hyam not clearing, taken off him by Musaba, and Windass to have the ability to take that on, knowing the keeper is out of his goal, but having the shot to get the weight exactly right, to hit the underneath the crossbar and into the back of the net. Wednesday lead, and we're back underway here with Blackburn on the far side. In the final third, Callum Britton towards the corner flag, can't quite get beyond Bannon, and that'll be a goal kick for Wednesday. Just touched out of play there, Callum Britton. As that does drop Birmingham into the relegation zone with 2 games to play. As it stands, Birmingham only managing to gain a point against Rotherham away yesterday under their new manager of Steve Evans, Rotherham, who's jumped ship at the end of the season to join Rotherham from Stevenage. But not the start John Eustace would have wanted, the Blackburn head coach. This is his 15th game in charge of Blackburn, and they've only won twice. And they both come in the last 5 games against Leeds and Sunderland. So it's not been the start they would have wanted, but Blackburn are in behind. Down the right-hand side, it's Schmodix on the angle, shooting towards goal and finding it. He is simply unstoppable this season. It's his 25th goal in the league. It's too easy, but Blackburn won't mind. Sammy Schmodix again. Simply having the season of his life. The 28-year-old. The ball was in the air. The header was won by Hyam out to the right to Britton, who just volleyed it forward first time. Down the right-hand side. It's pretty simple the way they've got in there. Blackburn, too easy. Schmodix beating Famewo to the ball. And on the angle on the right, the keeper's come out, made himself big. But Schmodix has just been able to put the ball under his outstretched arm into that far corner. It's such a good finish. And just under 10 minutes in here, it's Blackburn 1, Wednesday 1. What a start. So we're back to how it was. Wednesday back in the bottom three. And we're all square here. So simple, just a header won by Hyam. And the wing-back Britton just volleyed it forward. Don't get me, it wasn't a hopeful ball. It was aimed just down the right-hand side. Schmodic got onto it ahead of Famewo and found the finish into the bottom left corner. Just a bit too easy for Wednesday. Danny Roll, the manager, won't like that. And Blackburn are coming again here, losing the ball on the edge of the box here with Volks for Wednesday. Looking out to the left, can't quite find Musaba. And out of plate for a Blackburn throw-in taken quickly and thrown back here to the right centre-half of Hayden Carter. He's now on the left wing-back with Pickering. Pass deflects back to him. Pickering with it. Loses that again, though. Misplaced ball. It's back with Wednesday, with Ugbo the striker. Back to Volks. And then back to the central centre-half here of Michael Ihikwe. Liverpool-born centre-half. Never beaten Blackburn away from home, Ihikwe, in his career. As Wharton can flick away for Blackburn. And it can't be kept in by Schmodic, throwing on halfway here for Sheffield Wednesday. On this near side, it will be taken by Liam Palmer, who's joined Wednesday at the age of 8 back in 1999, now at the age of 32. He's only had one spell away from the club, Liam Palmer, and that was a loan move to Tranmere 11 seasons ago. As the throw-in is being delayed here, as it looks like Michael Ihikwe for Wednesday, he's gone down here. Left hamstring possibly. It's definitely not someone they want to lose. They do have centre-back replacements on the bench Wednesday with Bambo Diaby and Dominic Iorfa. But Wednesday had such a strong start, and then to let it go so easily, it was Blackburn's first shot of the game. They hadn't really done anything going forward before the goal. So really frustrating for Wednesday to get the lead, then lose it within minutes. But hopefully, if we keep on with the record of 2 shots on goal in the game, and we've had 2 goals, and we could have a lot of goals going on here, it is Michael Ihikwe just to receive some treatment. We've had some early stoppages already in this one, as it is 1-1 at the moment. Looking at that Windass goal again, the goalkeeper came out for it in a right-back position. He was, headed it to Hyam, who controlled it and just took too long to clear it. Hesitated for just 2 seconds, but we all know at this level, you don't have that much time. You can't be painting the perfect picture in your mind of what pass you're going to make next. Sometimes you've just got to get rid and go and push up. It took too long. It was nicked off him by Musaba. And next thing you know, Windass from around 25 yards has lobbed it over the keeper, under the crossbar and in. Definitely his goal of the season for Josh Windass, who's got 4 now for the season in the Championship. 2 of them coming against Blackburn, 1 in the home fixture in December, then 1 today away from home at Ewood Park. He's now scored in the last 3 games, Josh Windass against Blackburn. The previous 2 had both come at home at Hillsborough. So it looks like Sheffield Wednesday might be forced into an early change here. So they went 1-0 up in the 6th minute. They were then pegged back in the 9th minute. And now in the 14th minute, it looks like they're losing their main centre-half here, because Michael Ihikwe has started 12 of the last 13 games now for Wednesday in the Championship. But it looks like he's got a hamstring problem here. So 14 minutes in, 1-1 at Ewood Park. It does look like Michael Ihikwe will have to give way here for Bambo Diaby, brought in this summer from Preston North End. Didn't play any minutes in the last game against Stoke, Bambo Diaby. And he has to come on the number 5 to replace Michael Ihikwe. So Diaby's on. Actually had a 2-year ban, Diaby, not long ago. Breaching anti-doping rules. Was out from October 2020 to January 2022. where after the ban he joined Preston, and then from Preston he's now joined Wednesday this season. So 15 minutes in, we're back underway. Change for Wednesday at the back. One they probably didn't want to make, but it's one they've been forced into. It's a Blackburn free kick here, just on the near side, pushing the back there by Valentine on Harry Pickering. Free kick for the home side. If you are new, if you could like and subscribe, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Got another commentary coming straight after this one, covering the Coventry Manchester United FA Cup semi-final, as Sheffield Wednesday clear as far as Wharton halfway, who just about keeps it away from Ugbo. He's now out to the right centre half here of Carter. He has to go back into the 18-yard box here to Ainsley Pears to keep possession for the home side, and Pears will go long beyond the halfway line, looking for Gallagher. Header won there by Famewo, or as far as Hyam, then down the line by Britton to find Schmodix, who will keep it in on that far side, and he'll go low into the box here to Britton, who gets the touch away from Bannon but can't quite beat Johnson to the ball, and out it goes for a Wednesday goal kick. It's twice now that's happened. The ball down the line from Britton to find Schmodix, a bit further wide that time, so obviously couldn't enter the box and shoot and score like he did the first time. He was more outside the 18-yard box, so I had to go for the low crossing. Found Britton again. Looks like they've got a bit of a link up there on the right-hand side, Schmodix and Britton, and it's causing Sheffield Wednesday issues here early on. As it's Beadle, the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper, kicking it long out to the right-hand side. Over the halfway line, header won though by Wharton for Blackburn. Over to Johnson at left wing-back for Wednesday. Heads it forward, looking for Masaba. Loses out there to Carter, only as far as Volks, who finds the left wing-back there of Johnson. Lifts it down the line. Ugbo will chase it, and it has to be sliced into the air there by Hyam. Loses out there Rankin Costello. He's bouncing multiple times, and eventually Rankin Costello wins the header. Nods it down to Schmodix. It's now with Tyrese Dolan at left wing, midway side zone half. Has to go back here to Wharton, who can take on Masaba. Calmly done there by the number 16, Scott Wharton. His brother Adam left the club in January to join Crystal Palace in the Premier League. But his brother Scott Wharton, who's still at Blackburn, was born in Blackburn, joined at an early age, and he's on the ball here at left centre half, being closed down by Masaba. Goes to the near side here to Pickering. Just about gets away from Valentine. Then goes back to Tronstad, who can just about keep it away from Windass. Almost lost the possession with a poor touch, but Blackburn can keep building on the right-hand side. 1-2 again with Schmodix and Britton. Schmodix, heavy touch tackle by Diaby. And it's given away, though, by Marvin Johnson. It's now with Tronstad to the left of Tyrese Dolan, 22 yards out. Chops beyond Valentine, and then tripped by Valentine, but the referee doesn't give a free kick. And Diaby kicks out of play for a Blackburn throw-in on that far side. Tyrese Dolan was definitely tripped on the edge of the box, but the referee, Josh Smith, saw nothing wrong with the challenge, as a ball in behind there by Rankin Costello almost found the run of Britton. But it's now with Sheffield Wednesday on the ball on that far side, with Famewo forward to Ugbo. Touches it to Masaba, who can take on Carter, and he's away down the left-hand side. Brilliant running from Masaba, who can hold it up here as he enters the final third. He's got options to his right, chops onto his right foot, but then can't take it away from Britton. And the Blackburn win-back can find Carter, who clears it up the field for Blackburn, straight to Famewo, who lifts it out to the left towards Marvin Johnson, but doesn't quite reach the wing-back in the end, and it's dribbled out for a Blackburn throw-in. As you'd expect, a little bit scrappy, because there's a lot on this game, but we have had two early goals. Wednesday took the lead with Windass in the 6th minute, and then Blackburn, of course, equalised through Sammy Schmodix in the 9th. Pickering, high ball down the left channel here for Blackburn, looking for Dolan. Chested down here by Palmer for Wednesday, and he'll keep it in, and he'll go back to the goalkeeper of Beadle, who clears it up the field for Wednesday to the halfway line. Header won there by Wharton for Blackburn, and then helped on by Tronstad. Straight to Diaby. Time on the ball for the centre-half, who will play it down the right-hand side. Over the top for Windass, who will give chase to this one. Wharton will get there first. Goes back to the goalkeeper, Pears, who clears it down the Blackburn left. And it can't be controlled by Dolan. Throwing on halfway for Wednesday. It's taken by the 32-year-old Liam Palmer. Scored in Wednesday's last game. Liam Palmer against Stoke in that 1-1 draw, where they took the lead with 22 minutes to go, but Stoke were able to equalise with 14 to play. That was Palmer's first championship goal since January 2022. His play's been stopped here. Palmer had it. He's just using his arm to try and keep Dolan away, and he's just caught him in the face as his hand was just outstretched there. Dolan will be okay to continue. Never nice to get fingers in the face. So Tyrese Dolan is back to his feet as expected. And it's a drop ball given back to Wednesday. And the midway inside their own half here with Volks forcing it back to the goalkeeper of James Beadle on loan from Brighton. His contract at Brighton runs through till 2028. The 19-year-old who can clip the ball forward again into the centre circle, header away for Blackburn. All as far as Volks for Wednesday, who can head it out wide right here, kept in by Valentine, but his pass is a bit of an awkward one for Volks, but they just about keep it as Dolan's tackle falls back to Valentine. So Wednesday back on the ball with their left centre-half here of Famewo, and then back with the goalkeeper of Beadle, 6'5" at 19. How I wish to have some of his height at that age, but can't all get what we want, as it is Wednesday on the ball, halfway line with Bannon, not quite been that involved in the game early on, the Wednesday captain, as they've given it away, but won back by Musaba. It's now with Bannon, just inside the Wednesday half. He plays it down the left-hand side here. Ugbo will chase it, and it'll be Hyam to get there first. It's an awkward ball back to the keeper, who controls it well and then lifts it back over to Hyam, who will have to deal with this again, heading it forward away from Musaba. Carter to Hyam, and then a clearance by Hyam to Rankin Costello. Then out wide right to Britton. Midway inside the Blackburn half on the far side. They've just about kept possession there, not quite sure how. Tronstad lifted ball forward, chested down by Dolan to Gallagher. Then finds Schmodix to his left. Then out wide to this near side to Pickering. One-on-one here with Valentine. Goes down the line here, Pickering, to find Dolan. Keeping the ball away at the moment from Palmer. And then finding Tronstad, who's got time on the ball. Back with Dolan. Just outside the final third at the moment, Tyrese Dolan. He'll just keep the ball, go back to Tronstad, then forward to Pickering. In a solid shape here at the moment, Wednesday. Dolan goes to his right here to Rankin Costello in more of a central area for Blackburn. Britton on the far side goes back to the right centre half here of Hayden Carter. Now across the captain of Dominic Hyam. Wharton as we're back in the Blackburn half here. Lays it off for Pickering. Really good press from Wednesday, forcing Pickering to go back to the goalkeeper of Ainsley Pears in the 18-yard box. And he's got time on the ball here. Blackburn's number one. And he'll go long. Down the middle of the pitch. Header won by Diaby. Header Gallagher. Musaba heads back, but finds a teammate of Volks. Plays it to his right to Valentine on halfway. Valentine with it, keeping it simple to Volks. Valentine skips beyond Dolan and goes back to Diaby, midway inside the Wednesday half. It's now with the right centre half of Palmer. Touch isn't great. He has to force the ball back to the goalkeeper of Beadle. Quickly passes it to the left centre half of Famewo. Lays it off for Marvin Johnson at left wing back. He will drive inside. Keeps it simple here with Bannon. He's almost in the centre back position himself here. Clips it out to the right here to Palmer. Nice spell of possession here for Wednesday. Not going far with it, but keeping it at the moment. Building that confidence within the game that they can keep possession. Back in for Maywo. Into Bannon again. He's going to go for a ball here over the top of the Blackburn defence. Looking for Valentine. Headed away by Pickering. As far as Musaba, who can't quite control it for Wednesday. Then Britton clears it off Johnson. And it'll be a throw-in for Blackburn on that far side. In their own half. But for Blackburn, Ewood Park hasn't necessarily been the place to play at. Just one win at home in their last 10. And that was against Stoke. Back in February. 3-1 win it was. Well, they are drawing a lot of games. 4 in their last 5 at home have been draws. And they are level at the moment again. Schmodix on the ball in the centre circle. Fouled there by Palmer as he tried to release the ball. Free kick for Blackburn. Picked up a huge 3 points last time out away at Leeds. And Leeds simply don't lose at home, so to go to Ellen Road and win the game late on was seriously impressive. They only had 3 shots in the whole game. Blackburn, one of them hitting the back of the net. Dolan allows Gallagher to take over on the left wing. Gallagher laying it off here for Tronstad. Forward towards Smodics. Cut out by Palmer and quickly cleared by the centre-half with his left foot. Headed back forward, though, for Blackburn. Controlled by Gallagher. Laying it back to Tronstad. And it's the home side back on the ball in the Wednesday half. On this near side with Dolan. 1-on-1 with Valentine. And then it goes back to Tronstad. Poor ball. Can't find Rankin Costello. Bannon will bring it forward. Tackled, though, by Tronstad. And then Ugbo tackled by Wharton. Then Rankin Costello slides in. Kicking it away down the Blackburn right. Bit too heavy. Out of play for a Wednesday throw-in in their own half. Couple times, though, now. Sondre Tronstad, the Blackburn central midfielder, just played a few sloppy passes. A lot of them misplaced. He's making his 7th start in a row in the Championship, Tronstad. It's Wednesday, try and lift it down the left-hand side. I think it deflects off a Blackburn man. Possibly. Does it not? No, I don't think it did. Straight out of play. Blackburn throw. Just inside of their own half on the far side. It'll be taken by the number 2 of Callum Britton. Waiting for a bit more movement here, Britton. Before he plays the throw-in. He still has it in his hands here, Britton. He'll throw it down the line. It's a high one up towards Gallagher. Headed into the air by Johnson. Header away there by Famewo. Played back forward, though, by Rankin Costello. Needs to be dealt with here by Marvin Johnson, and he will volley it forward for Wednesday. Headed forward by Tronstad. Controlled by Volks. And out to the left, can't find Masaba. Intercepted by Carter. Goes inside to Smodics. He's got Pickering forward from wing back on the left. And you'll find him in space. Pickering, a little bit isolated. Has to play the pass backwards to Tronstad. Then inside to Rankin Costello. And he just about makes that pass work. Again, Tronstad. His passing not on point early on in this game. Rankin Costello did well to keep that ball away from the Sheffield Wednesday press. Now just in front of the halfway line is Pickering. Right-footed pass forward. It's a lifted one. Well chested down by Smodics. Tries to play back into Pickering. But instead it goes all the way back to Wharton, who helps it down the line. No one's there to chase it. Bit of a... I don't know, just... A pass there from Wharton. It didn't seem like he was really thinking about that one. Just almost kicked it and just hoped that someone would chase it down. But in the end, it's gone straight into the gloves of the goalkeeper, of James Beadle. For Wednesday. He spent the second half of last season on loan in League 2 with Crewe. Spent the first half of this season in League 1 and then the second half of the season in the Championship. So it's like every 6 months he's making that step up to the next division. That's not me saying he'll be in the Premier League next season. I'm not saying that at all. But it's just, for such a young player, it's nice to see him progress through the divisions in the English game. Clearly Brighton have got a decent keeper on their hands. As Dolan turns away from Palmer, pulled back and down to the ground. And he's escaped the booking there. Liam Palmer, the former Scotland international. Used his body well there, Dolan, to let the ball run across his body. Feint past Palmer. And he was pulled back there by his left arm. Yeah, usually you see referees give them as yellow cards. But Josh Smith, today's referee, decides to keep the cards in the pocket for now. It's 28.5 minutes in. It's Blackburn 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1 in this huge relegation clash. A Blackburn win secures them survival. A Wednesday win lifts them out of the relegation zone. A draw wouldn't be great for both. It'd be more suited for Blackburn as Britton clips it to the far post. Tried to head the ball towards goal there. Scott Wharton. And the referee believes the last touch came off a Wednesday player, so it would be a corner. I thought it was Scott Wharton who headed that behind for Blackburn, but clearly not. So it'll be a set piece here for Blackburn on the far side. All centre-halves are up there. And in the box for Rovers. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger here. The referee just wants a word, though, with Palmer and Gallagher in the 6-yard box, them two. nearest to the Wednesday goalkeeper of James Beadle. As the cross eventually goes in at the near post, it's a shocking delivery. Easy header away there by Johnson. Played back out to the right. But the offside flag's up there on Pickering, the one who delivered the cross, as it was almost played back out towards him. But he was coming back from an offside position. So it'll be a free kick for Wednesday in a left-back position. 15 minutes of this first half to play. Didn't start great the season Wednesday, and we know that, but away from home they lost 8 of their first 9 championship games away. And today's goal from Josh Windass is just Wednesday's 13th goal away from home this season in the league. They've conceded 41 as well, so it's not been great away from home. Obviously better since the arrival of Danny Roll, but still not great. There's Blackburn on the ball, midway side of their own half, with the left centre half here of Wharton into the midfield here to Tronstad, who's been pickpocketed there, but the ball deflects away from the Wednesday players as he's lost possession to Ugbo. But Blackburn clear it down the left, up towards Gallagher, not dealt with by Diaby, but he deflects to his goalkeeper Beadle, who slices it out of play for a Blackburn throw-in. Almost had Gallagher in behind, 1-on-1, but as it deflected off Diaby, it just about had enough pace to reach the goalkeeper. Yeah, just stuck his right leg out Diaby, and I think it came off his knee. And then back to the goalkeeper, who hurried the clearance out of play. I'm sure that wasn't his intended target to send it out of play, but that's where it went. And on this near side, we've got a Blackburn throw-in with the number 3, Harry Pickering. 1 goal this season for Pickering, came in a 3-2 away defeat in late December to Hull, and was also sent off here against Hull back on game week 3. So it seems like it all happens for Harry Pickering against Hull City. As the referee's just having words with both captains Barry Bannon and Dominic Hyam. Not sure why, in all honesty. Josh Smith, the referee, who has officiated 4 Premier League games this season. The last time he was refereeing the Premier League was on New Year's Eve, Fulham Arsenal, where Fulham won 2-1 that day. So he's still Pickering with this throw in here. Will eventually get taken, thrown down the line towards the byline. Dolan keeps it in, back to Pickering. Now a Tronstad. Lets Dolan take over. Dolan with it, plays it to his right here to Smodics from afar, lays it off to his right here to Rankin Costello, who will strike it himself. Blocked by Famewo, and it just dribbles out of play for a Blackburn throw-in on the far side. Rankin Costello having a shot there for Blackburn. Scored twice this season, Rankin Costello, in back-to-back games against Cardiff and Millwall back in October. As Britton gets the ball back from the throw-in, and he delivers it. It's a high one towards Wharton. It goes over him, and it will roll out here for Wednesday on the right-hand side here with Masaba, who can take a touch around Smodics. Really good winger play from Masaba, but then tackled as he was trying to get into the Blackburn half. Tackled there fairly by Scott Wharton. And they're just showing a touch map there of Barney Bannon in the last 10 minutes. And I think he's had 5 touches of the ball in the last 10 minutes. You know, he is one of those players who doesn't need many touches to get himself into a game. But they definitely want him more involved if possible. As Wednesday have it on the halfway line. Headed away, though, by Blackburn. Straight to Palmer for Wednesday. Down the right-hand side. Kept in by Valentin. Then forward to Masaba, who can turn. As he's into the Blackburn half here, he goes across to the left here to Barry Bannon, who's got Johnson out to his left, and he'll use Johnson, who goes forward to Windass. Keeps it in, but his pass can't quite find Johnson, and it's taken away from Blackburn and down the right to Gallagher, who will be tackled by Diaby. And it's a throw-in for Blackburn on that far side. They had a really strong first 5 minutes Wednesday where they were able to score their goal, but since they conceded a couple minutes after, it's just been a little bit scrappy, a little bit messy at times. And it's definitely Blackburn who have been the better side. as a throw-in was taken, but the referee wanted Britain to just take it a yard further back. What is the point? These referees do my head in. As the throw-in is taken, flicked on as well down the right side to Gallagher, who gets it across goal. Couldn't quite find Dolan, who tried to control it, but there was quite a bit of pace on that low cross. Dealt with by Wednesday. Down the right side, it's to Masaba. Big tackle there by Tronstad. And that'll be a Wednesday throw-in. Throw-in will be taken here by Palmer, who did score that very famous playoff goal against Peterborough in the semi-final of the second leg last year. The equaliser to send it to extra time. 98th minute equaliser it was, where they were 4-0 down after the first leg. Ended up winning the game 5-1 in extra time, but had to go to penalties as it was level on aggregate. As in the centre circle, Barron slides in and Bannon keeps it. And Volks goes all the way back to the goalkeeper of Beadle. Seems a little bit too negative, that for me. As Beadle finds the right centre half of Palmer. Inside to Volks. Then around the corner it goes here. Brilliant ball to Masaba. Wednesday are in here. Ugbo's free in the box. He tries to find Ugbo. Goes all the way through instead towards Windass. And it's cleared by Britain off Windass. For a goal kick, surely. Oh, he's given a corner. No, and then a goal kick eventually has been given by the assistant referee on the near side. I was going to say, if that was given as a good corner, really good ball by Masaba. It was a teasing one. It was aimed towards Ugbo, then it went right across instead towards Windass at the far post in the 6-yard box. But Britain was able to kick the ball away, and it deflected off Windass, and it rolled about 2-3 yards past the post for a goal kick. Wednesday's best chance for a very long time, for about half an hour. Since the goal, really. They've done that little going forward. As the Blackburn goal kick's taken out to the right-hand side, flipped on by Gallagher, but straight to Volks for Wednesday, who sends it over the top for Ugbo to chase. It'll be Hyam to get there first for Blackburn, who goes to the goalkeeper Pears. Then back to Hyam in a right-back position here in the defensive third for Blackburn. Forward it goes, high ball, towards the halfway line. Again flipped on by Gallagher. Can't find a Blackburn shirt, though. Put forward by Palmer. Towards Ugbo, who loses out in the end there to Hayden Carter. And it's Blackburn back in possession in their own half here. Captain Hyam. He goes low, forward, can't find Rankin Costello. Bad ball that into the midfield. And it's Wednesday to have it back on halfway. It's to the right centre half now, Palmer, who finds Diaby, who was brought on in around the 15th minute for Wednesday. As Hickway, the centre half, came off with an injury problem. As Wednesday played the ball out of play here. And it's a throw for Blackburn just inside the Wednesday half here on the far side. Just trying to play out from the back there, Wednesday, but running out of pitch, and it's now Blackburn on the ball. Dolan can't quite find Rankin Costello, who has to slide in, and the ball trickles away from Schmodix. And it's now back to Wednesday with their goalkeeper Beadle, who made his 50th appearance in English Football League last week against Stoke. Obviously appearing for Crewe last season in League 2, then playing for Oxford in League 1, and now in the Championship with Wednesday. As Wharton goes back for Blackburn to Ainsley Pears on the edge of the 18-yard box. Clears it forward into a central area here for Blackburn as Gallagher again wins the flick on. And a foul he wins. And he was just caught there by Famewo from Wednesday, the left centre half. Six minutes left until the break hit. Blackburn have definitely been the better side after a bright Wednesday start, which got them into the lead. Don't get me wrong, Blackburn haven't done anything that special either, but they've just probably been slightly on top ahead of Wednesday, probably in terms of possession. It's from the free kick launched into the box to the far post towards Wharton, who can control it down and try and get it across, but it comes off Palmer. And out for a corner on this near side for Blackburn. Decent delivery in. Wharton bringing it down ahead of Valentine. It was a bit too easy there for Wharton, but Palmer got across and blocked the ball that was about to be put into the 6-yard box. He was aiming towards Gallagher. But they have got a corner here. It's going to be a left-footed outswinger from Pickering. Ball delivered to the far post. Header won by Diaby for Wednesday. Up towards Windass, who is fouled by Tronstad. And that will be a free kick for Wednesday. Well won there by Windass, as Tronstad wanted to try and get that ball back in the box for Blackburn. And more issues here for Wednesday. This is not what they want. It looks like the right centre-back now is down, Liam Palmer, who has won twice here as a player, Liam Palmer, against Blackburn. Never scored against them. He's back to his feet, though. That's good to see. Back to his feet, moving fine. They've already lost one centre-half to injury in this first half. So Wednesday, free kick. It'll be taken by the goalkeeper Beadle. Out to the left-hand side. Headed into the air by Carter for Blackburn. And he has to try and win a second header, but he loses out and it's played forward to Ugbo, who towards the corner flag is brought down there by Britton. And that'll be a free kick for Wednesday. On the left-hand side, just in front of the corner flag. Just as he went in with a tackle there, Britton, he just felt like he was never going to get the ball. Yeah, went in there. Ugbo got in front of him and brought down Wednesday's number 12. And this is a brilliant set-piece situation for Sheffield Wednesday. As to go in ahead of the break would be some result, because they definitely have struggled in this game. As the ball goes into the far post towards Ugbo, who can't quite head it on target. Just a bit too high, the delivery there for Ike Ugbo, who was challenging with Pickering. And he wasn't able to get anything on it in the end, Ugbo. And behind it went for a goal kick. But the last time Sheffield Wednesday won here was a 1-0 win in the Championship back in September 2016. We have only had one draw in the last 10 between these two, and that was a 1-1 draw in December 2020. That's what we've got the scoreline at the minute, as the goal kick from Blackburn has been headed forward by Wednesday, hooked away by Hyam, the captain, still in the Blackburn half, as Bannon wins the header to Masaba. Back to Bannon, then out to the right here to Valentine. He's in the final third, plays it through to Masaba, who takes the touch forward but can't quite keep it away from Rankin Costello, and Blackburn can clear, deflects off Palmer, and out for a Blackburn throw-in. Almost. For Sheffield Wednesday, it was well worked, because that's what we know Bannon can do with those passes into space. On the halfway line, near side, Palmer clears forward for Wednesday. Can't find Ugbo, nodded down though by Windass to Bannon. Now Volks to the far side to Johnson, who's facing his own goal here, and he'll have to go back to his goalkeeper of Beadle to keep possession for Sheffield Wednesdays. We've got 90 seconds left of the first half. He goes long here towards Ugbo, header away by Hyam, straight to Bannon, who heads it forward towards Ugbo, cleared by Hyam, but it's a left-footed ball out to the left side, where it's a header won by Tronstad, but straight to Palmer. He'll bring it forward from right centre-half here for Wednesday. Finds Valentine, the wing-back. Everything to his left. Finds Masaba, who can skip beyond Tronstad. It's now in the centre circle with Famewo. Diaby to Bannon, who's entered the centre circle himself here. And he goes to the left to Famewo. Lifted ball down the line, but just over here. No one's going to give chase to that one. Windass gave up pretty soon. Or pretty early, should I say, on that one. And out for a goal kick for Blackburn. Just feel like if a team can just take a hold of the game with quality, that they can win this one. It just seems like both sides are just lacking that real quality. And the moments we've had quality in, we've had goals. So I just feel like if one of these teams just step up their level, the game's there to win. There's a free kick. It's gone Dolan's way for Blackburn, brought down there by Diaby. And Blackburn trying to take a quick clip, but they kick it straight behind for a goal kick for Wednesday. Real waste. Tried to go quick with the free kick, tried to be clever. And in the end, it's a real wasted opportunity to probably have launched that in the box. We're going to have 7 minutes of added on time here. We had a lot of early stoppages. Schmodix went down early with the ball hitting his face. We had a Hickway go down for Wednesday and brought off as well. So we've had quite a lot of stoppages, so 7 minutes is probably right. If you are new, if you could please like and subscribe, it takes just 2 seconds and it really helps the channel, really helps it grow. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We've got another commentary coming later today, about an hour after this one. It's Coventry of the Championship taking on Manchester United in the FA Cup semi-final. What an occasion and what a day that will be. As Dolan nutmegs Volks, and then he loses possession. Just can't quite keep it in play on the near side. Thrown for Wednesday on the halfway line. As at the moment, the point does take Wednesday up a place. It puts them above Huddersfield on 45 points. Huddersfield would be on 44. But it does leave Wednesday 1 point behind Birmingham. And Birmingham are currently the side just outside the relegation zone. So it will leave it all to play for in those last 2 games. Very difficult fixtures coming up for Blackburn. So you feel like if they win today, it survives. It puts them as survive. It means that they do survive as the Wednesday goalkeeper Beadle taking on Gallagher in the box, risky from the 19-year-old, but it looked really good because it came off and they were able to clear it, and it's now with Windass on halfway. Because if Blackburn don't get survival today, they've got to go and play Coventry here at Ewood Park and then Leicester away on the last day. That could be risky. Bannon, ball through to Ugbo. Back to goal on the right side of the box at the moment. Back heels it to Masaba, who could chop inside, but the touch is heavy. Cleared away. Throw in the final third, though, for Wednesday. Hurried clearance by Rankin Costello. Stockport-born midfielder and full-back. Pretty versatile, Rankin Costello. Brilliant ball again from Bannon into Ugbo in the box. They've got to try and get Barry Bannon more in this game because he has made things happen for Wednesday every time he's got on the ball. It's going to be a long throw in here, though, for the away side. Volks to throw into the box. Header away by Gallagher. Nodded back out to Volks, who was taking the throw in there, and he'll put a delivery into the box to the far post. No one there in a yellow shirt for Sheffield Wednesday. And it will be kept in, though, by Johnson on that far side. Johnson in the box, pulls it to the edge. Palmer with the shot! And it's just always rising over the crossbar. What an opportunity for Liam Palmer, who scored in Wednesday's last game against Stoke last week. It was his first championship goal for over 2 years. And he's also almost got goals in back-to-back games there. As it just nicely rolled to him. Just as he was entering the box, it's not far away. I know he's a centre-back and he doesn't score that often, but it's got to go on target. It's a big chance that for Wednesday. Of course, it's probably not the player they would have chosen to have got on the end of that nice ball in the box. But Palmer wasn't able to put the ball home as Diaby kicks it into the air. And a second try, he can volley away. And then he's fouled by Schmodix as he went to volley it away. Schmodix just slightly pushed him off balance, which sent him to the ground. And a free kick's been given to Sheffield Wednesday, just inside their own 18-yard box. So, we have got 3 minutes left of this first half, as we had 7 added on here at Ewood Park. Beadle, the Wednesday goalkeeper, sends it down the left-hand side. Had a won by Blackburn, and then a clash of heads between 2 Wednesday players here. Blackburn, they're not happy, but there was definitely a head collision there, and the referee has to stop play. I think it was Volks and Diaby on the halfway line, both going for the same ball for Wednesday. And they have just clashed heads there. And the ball eventually went to Gallagher, who headed on for Blackburn. It looked like they were going to be in behind there, but he got to stop play. I mean, Schmodix was in, but Wednesday had players back, in fairness, and they were still midway inside the Wednesday half, so it's not a guaranteed goal-scoring chance there for Blackburn. And it's definitely not a guaranteed goal-scoring chance in this game, because since the goals, we've barely had anything that's happened in this game. It's been pretty poor quality, in all honesty. Which you half expect when you're watching a game near the bottom of the Championship table. But there is a lot on these games that are left, so you can understand for the bit of nerves that might be involved. It's back underway here, towards the corner flag. Foul for Wednesday. Gallagher just pushing the back of the left wing back of Marvin Johnson there, who was getting to the ball first. I don't know, not a lot in that for me. Looks like they both collided with each other, shoulders used, and Johnson sent himself to the floor. I think that's a bit of a soft one to give Sheffield Wednesday, but they won't complain as we are about to hit half time here. Got about a minute left. Ball forward, flicked on by Ugbo, cleared midway inside the Blackburn half by Wharton, and over the top of the Wednesday defence it is. Schmodix is in, Diaby's trying to stop him, Schmodix with the shot, saved by Beadle. Almost a second for Schmodix right before the break to give Blackburn the lead. Well dealt with by Wednesday, and eventually the ball will roll out for a goal kick as Johnson's clearance comes off Gallagher, and out of play it goes. And again, just a hopeful ball in behind the Wednesday defence works for Blackburn. Schmodix in a very similar area to where he scored that goal on the right side of the box. The angle was tight. Diaby recovering. Got the slide challenge in, which deflected it towards the goalkeeper who made the vital stop in the end. And it keeps the game at 1-1. There's a goal kick here for Sheffield Wednesday as when this ball is launched in. I think that's when we'll get Josh Smith's half-time whistle. The goalkeeper takes the goal kick. Into the air it goes. The whistle's blown for half-time here, and we're all level at Ewood Park. It was a quick start from Sheffield Wednesday, and they got a goal for their reward. Josh Windass, 6 minutes in. It was a ball down the Wednesday left. The goalkeeper came out for it, headed it to Hyam, who took too long to clear. The ball found itself back inside to Windass, who 25 yards out had a shot towards goal, knowing the goalkeeper was trying to get back to his goal line. He couldn't get back in time as Windass lifted it over the goalkeeper and underneath the crossbar, and it gave Wednesday at the time a deserved lead. But a couple of minutes later, a simple goal from Blackburn got them back level. Britton on halfway, the wing back sending it down the right hand side for Schmodix, who got into the box and from a tight angle was able to work the shot underneath the arm of the goalkeeper of Beadle for Wednesday, and it gave Blackburn the lead. And they have been on top in terms of possession just about, but in terms of clear-cut chances since the 2 goals, very little's happened. We've lacked quality, and you feel like a moment of quality in this game could give one of these teams 3 points. But at the moment at Ewood Park, after the first half, which is consisted of 52 minutes of football, it is Blackburn 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Not the prettiest of games, but when you get to this point of the season where it's all about points, it doesn't really matter how you perform. As long as you stay in games and get yourself points, that's what all matters. At the end of the day, if Wednesday keep performing like this, which isn't a great performance, but they end up nicking a goal near the end and winning, they couldn't care less how they perform. But it could also flip the other way. If they keep performing like this, they could end up losing the game. We just need quality. It's all we need in this game. A bit of quality, and that's who'll win it. You know, the Wednesday goal came from a moment of quality. The Windass strike was unbelievable to get the weight right as well as he did. And then obviously Sammy Schmodix, of course, scoring for Blackburn, his 25th goal of the season in the Championship. Now, it's just unbelievable. He's the leading scorer. He's now scored 4 goals in his last 7 games. The previous 3 goals, they'd all come in the last 2 wins for Blackburn, where they beat Sunderland and Leeds. But we're leveling this one at the moment. If you do leave for half time for any reason, make sure you do come back in around 15 minutes for the second half. But we will have a look through the fixtures from the Championship yesterday, because it was a busy day in the Championship and it was a lot of results that secured certain things for different teams. With the earlier kick-off, Leicester beating West Brom. West Brom, of course, have got their spot in the playoffs all but secured. And to go to Leicester, and Leicester winning, which puts them 2 points clear of Ipswich in second for the league title, and they're 4 clear of Leeds with 3 games to play. Leeds are in third at the moment. And then one of the biggest disappointing results, and it was just, I feel like it sums up Southampton's season. They'd obviously got themselves back into the race for automatic promotion with the fact that the top 3 teams had just kept stumbling in recent games. And Southampton had put themselves on a little bit of a run. And then they went to Cardiff, and if they won, they would have put themselves level on points of Leeds, 2 behind Ipswich, who were in second. And they've gone to Cardiff, took an early lead, and then just collapsed in the second half and lost it in this 96th minute. Keane Ashford with the goal, the 19-year-old, to win it for Cardiff, which, you know, for the Welsh side at the moment, they're having a very solid season in the Championship. Can't reach the playoffs, but, you know, at the moment, they're going to be finishing mid-table, which is a very respectable finish for Cardiff with all the recent struggles they've had in recent seasons in terms of finishing a bit lower in the table. For Hull, they went to Watford, who haven't been losing that many games under Tom Cleverley, who's currently in charge at the moment for Watford, but they haven't been winning. They've been drawing a lot, and that was another draw. Hull going to Watford needed to win to keep any real ambitions alive of being promoted, of getting into the playoffs to try and get promoted. But the draw leaves them 6 points behind Norwich, but they do have a game in hand on Norwich. If they win the game in hand, that goes to 3 points. 3 points, the gap, with 2 to play. It's still on for Hull, for sure, but it's a lot more unlikely after that draw away at Watford yesterday. Millwall picked up a 1-0 win away at Sunderland. It's just a season to forget for Sunderland. It had so much promise at one point, then it's all just gone wrong with the sacking of Tony Mowbray, then bringing in Michael Beale. That could not have gone any more wrong, and it's just, at the moment, just all gone a little bit wrong for Sunderland. But for Millwall, since they brought back Neil Harris, they're on a great run. 3 wins in a row. They are safe for next season, which is fantastic for Millwall. Hopefully they can try and build now for next season, try and have a decent finish if possible. And then as well, looking at, I was talking to my mate about this yesterday. The arrival of Steve Evans at Rotherham, going back to Rotherham, Steve Evans, he was in charge of Stevenage, who were well within the playoff hunt in League One, slipped up a little bit near the back end of this season, fell off it, and he didn't sign a contract that long ago with Stevenage, and with 2 games to go in the season, or with 3 games to go in the season in Championship, he's left Stevenage and gone to Rotherham, not even finished the season with Stevenage, which just shows you the lack of, you know, loyalty left in football. You know, in fairness, from what I've heard, Rotherham came in for Steve Evans, paid the compensation. So in terms of that, not a lot, you know, there's nothing wrong about it. It's just the fact that Steve Evans has decided to jump ship from Stevenage and not even finish the season with them. It just seems wrong for me. But he jumped ship, gone to Rotherham. Of course, Rotherham were already relegated. I think they were relegated about a month ago. But Rotherham in League One under Steve Evans, Yeah, they could be successful next season. They drew with Birmingham, which was a big game for this one. Birmingham currently the team that take up that last spot for survival, and that point put them on 46. But you feel like going away to Rotherham, bottom of the league. I know that they were under Steve Evans, but who had only been there, I think, since Thursday or Wednesday, so he wasn't even there for long. You feel like Birmingham have got to go and win that game. Birmingham won the week before, and it's Coventry at home, massive 3 points. And just to draw 0-0 with Rotherham just seems like a real wasted chance to boost their survival hopes up. You know, looking at the stats, it's not a great look for Birmingham. 6 shots, 2 on target, 53% of the ball. Rotherham had 11 shots, 4 on target. Just not the best result for Birmingham, which kind of leaves it out of their hands for now. You know, if Wednesday can go on and win this game today, it's Birmingham in the bottom 3. And Wednesday outside of it, then it's in their hands. A brilliant result as well for Swansea, which I like to see. 4 late goals as well. First came in the 73rd minute, and they scored in the 85th, the 91st, and the 93rd. Swansea brought in Luke Williams, who was in charge of Notts County, who took Notts County from the National League in record-breaking circumstances, even though they had to go through the playoffs after reaching 100-odd points in that league. Got them to League 2, where he got them in a decent position. They were starting to just derail a little bit, and then Notts County have really derailed since he left. They've had a pretty poor end to the season, Notts County. But he's gone to Swansea, a bit of a big step up, and he's got them playing his kind of football now. The results are really starting to swing their way. 3 wins in a row for Luke Williams. They went to Huddersfield and beat them 4-0. Huddersfield seriously fighting for their lives. They're 23rd at the moment, so they are second bottom, and they are 2 points off Birmingham. So it's all to play for. They're definitely not down yet, but that's a really difficult defeat to take for Huddersfield. You know, it's always hard to lose when you're fighting relegation and you need the points, but when you get beat like that, when you get beat 4-0 at home, it's just never great for the confidence. Of course, it was a Norwich 1-1 draw with Bristol again. Norwich just about clinging on to that final playoff spot. It's not theirs yet, but as long as they keep picking up points, another win will do it for them. So that's the aim for Norwich. One more win and they're in the playoffs. They've got to face Swansea at home and Birmingham away. That'll be a big game, that one, on the final day in the Championship season. Stoke pulled themselves clear of safety, beating Plymouth, which puts Plymouth back in contention for relegation. Stoke are almost safe, 5 points with 2 to play. So another win for Stoke would have them safe, but they're not mathematically there, but very close to surviving. Stoke City, who've had a really poor season altogether. We've already spoke about the Cardiff win against Southampton, 96th minute, pretty much ending Southampton's hopes of automatic promotion. 5 points off Ipswich with 3 to play, so it's not impossible, but especially with Leeds in front of them as well, it looks like that top 2 is going to be pretty much not impossible, but very difficult for Southampton to achieve. And QPR have well and truly completed their survival almost. Same boat as Stoke, same points as Stoke. So one more win for QPR and they're safe. But I did commentate on them against Watford. When was that? It was in the middle of January, and that's when they were in an issue. They were in a big problem down at the bottom. And I think I was asked who will survive, QPR or Huddersfield, because they were the 2 down there at the time. And I did say that QPR, if they play the way they played in that game, they would survive easily. Maybe survive easily isn't quite the right word at the moment. It's not easy for them at the moment. They're not quite up. They're not quite safe yet. But even though they lost that game to Watford, I think they lost 2-1 that day. You could really see the football they were trying to play, and if they were able to get it to work and they were able to score goals, I was always sure they were going to survive, and they're almost there. Obviously, under the new, well, not new anymore, but he was brought in this season. Marty Cifuentes, the Spanish coach, brought into QPR, and he's done a fantastic job with the team, and it looks like he's got them pretty much safe. They play some decent football, QPR, and you could see that when he wasn't even there for that long. So if they can survive and they can really build on next season, see if they can have a decent summer transfer window and see where the season could take QPR. Not that long ago they were playing in the Premier League. So the second half of this one will be getting underway in a couple of minutes' time. They are the results in the Championship for the weekend. A lot of big headlines. Obviously, some teams haven't played due to the fact that Coventry haven't played Ipswich this weekend because Coventry are in the FA Cup semi-final. But in terms of commentaries coming up, you can see the next two going across screen. We've got Coventry, Manchester United in the FA Cup semi-final, 3:30 kick-off today. And then we're also commentating tomorrow night's game, and we switch our attention from the bottom end of the table to the top end, where it's Middlesbrough taking on Leeds United. They're the next two commentaries that are coming up. And for the rest of next week, we have got Everton taking on Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. That is Wednesday night. And then at the weekend, next weekend, we are covering Chelsea women taking on Barcelona women in the Champions League semi-final. They played the first leg yesterday, and Chelsea went away and won 1-0. Brilliant result for Emma Hayes' side. And we'll also be covering again the Championship, Hull against Ipswich. That's two commentaries on the 27th, so that is two commentaries on the Saturday. So we've got, from now until the end of next week, we have got 5 commentaries coming up. Which league is the most captivating to watch when it comes to promotion relegation? I mean, at the moment, it's probably the Championship, isn't it? I mean, this season, and usually it probably is the Championship, but then again, any division can have a good relegation and promotion race. For League 2, the promotions wrapped up. Automatics, Stockport County are up, Mansfield are up, and Wrexham are up. They were all confirmed with a couple of games to go, and the playoffs are pretty much done. League 1, again, Portsmouth already up, looks like Derby are up, and there's a bit of a tighter race for the playoffs, and the relegation in League 1's pretty much wrapped up. So this season, it's probably the Championship, because I think the thing is with the Championship this season, it's just the amount of teams involved at the bottom, because you've got Huddersfield, Sheffield Wednesday, Birmingham, Plymouth, QPR, Stoke, Blackburn. You've got 7 teams who technically could still go down. 7 teams with 2 games to play for a lot of them. That's crazy. And then obviously at the top end, I mean, the playoff race isn't great in the Championship. It's pretty much confirmed who's going to be in the playoffs. But for the automatic spots, 4 teams going for it, all on 80 plus points, Leicester on 91. It's a really interesting race. That's why we are bringing plenty of Championship commentaries to the channel to see how it all ends up panning out. And of course, once the regular season's over, there'll still be plenty of commentaries coming up. We've got the playoffs to come in all the different leagues. We'll be covering all the leagues for the playoffs, and then the Euros are up after as well. So don't take your eye off this channel. Plenty more commentaries will be coming to the channel well after the club season, or the regular club season, has come to an end. As both teams are back out. Wednesday to kick off, kicking right to left towards their away support. Blackburn left to right here at Ewood Park. It's 1-1. Wednesday took an early lead in the 6th minute. It was cancelled out by Schmodix in the 9th. And a lack of quality in the game has left it open for anyone to take control of it. It's definitely a game that either team could go on and win, but definitely needing the improvement in the standard of the football if we are to see another goal. It's Wednesday on the ball, just in front of their 18-yard box here with the centre-back of Bambo Diaby, 26 years of age, 6'2" centre-back. It's now with the goalkeeper, James Beadle. He will kick the ball high out to the Sheffield Wednesday left, where it'll be Johnson to get onto it. Oh, but he can't quite keep it in on that near side, almost. Got the better of Britton there, turning him nicely as the ball was in the air. Couldn't quite keep it in play on that near side, Marvin Johnson. And it's a Blackburn throw-in with Callum Britton to take it for the home side, waiting for a bit more movement here. He'll throw it long down the line towards Gallagher, who can Lose out to Diaby in the end, but won back by Dolan. Played through by Rankin Costello to Schmodix. Tackled well by Palmer. Only kicks it as far as Tronstad for Blackburn. You can switch it out now to the right-hand side into the box, looking for Schmodix, but he loses out in the end to Johnson. But it looks like he's possibly fell over on his ankle. It's actually Callum Britton, sorry, not Schmodix. As he's gone to try and win the header there, Britton. It looks like he's just landed slightly awkwardly on his left ankle. So Blackburn might have to make a change. They haven't necessarily got an out-and-out right wing back to replace. In fairness, they've got Rankin Costello, who's usually a right back, who's covering in midfield. So they could always bring on a central midfielder like Yassin Ayari or John Buckley, who was on loan at the start of the season at Wednesday, but recalled due to a shoulder injury. And there is the head coach for Blackburn, John Eustace, 44 years of age now, retired in 2015. He began his coaching career at Kidderminster in the National League North, where he got them to 2 playoff finishes in the league, but were never able to get them promoted. And of course had that stint at at Birmingham before Blackburn. Wow, we have had a member. What on earth is going on? Wow. Jimbo has become a star player member. That's the first member we've had. I actually don't know what to say. Thank you very much for becoming a member. You can become a member. I don't usually advertise it because when I started advertising it, we just didn't really get any members. We didn't get any members to the channel. So thank you very much for becoming a member. That took me by surprise, to say the least. That means a lot. Thank you very much for becoming a member. That is quite... You are the first. So congratulations for that. You're great announced. Thank you very much. That's crazy. If you want to become a member, please do, because I will bring extra content to the channel. That's what happens when you remember. I'll start bringing extra content where you get more analysis. So if you want to become a member, please do. You are not forced to. You do not have to. It is not you don't have to at all. But if you want extra content from the channel, then please become a member. It really helps the channel out. And I want to try and do this channel, full time, which would take a lot of members, but we're going to try and get there eventually. So thank you very much for becoming a member. I'm a bit taken back by that. Thank you very much. And yeah, there will be content coming extra to the members channel now, because the only reason I hadn't brought any extra content to the members channel is because we didn't have any. But now I've got one, then I'll start bringing more content. Thank you very much. That is absolutely crazy. That is appreciated. To become a member, if you go to the bottom of the screen, and it should say join next to the channel name, if you press join, that's where you can become a member. That's just completely took me by surprise. Thank you very much. As we're just going to get back to the game here. Blackburn with a corner, taking short to Dolan, gets it back to Schmodix on the edge of the box here. Goes across to the right to Rankin Costello. Time for him to have a shot from afar. It's been blocked by Masaba, and it drops here for Bannon. Plays it back out to the left towards Masaba. It's a short ball. Rankin Costello has it, crosses to the box, and it's straight into the hands of James Beadle, the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper, who quickly throws it out to the left wing back here of Marvin Johnson. Inside to Bannon. Over the top it goes here towards Windass, but it's just volleyed away there by Carter. But then lost out. Poor ball, poor give away that from Tronstad. And Wednesday can come away again in the final third on the near side with Windass. Gets away from Tronstad. Windass crosses low into the near post. Volleyed away there by Carter. Throwing for Wednesday. So, again, the referee having a word with Barry Bannon, the Wednesday captain, not sure what for, in all honesty. But The long throw-in goes into the near post by Volks. Blackburn win the first header. Sheffield Wednesday win the second through Diaby. Caught by Pears, who's going towards the bottom left corner by Diaby. He was just in the air there, so he had to generate the power himself. Bambo Diaby just couldn't quite generate enough pace on it. Great throw by Volks. First header won by Carter, second one by Diaby. And it looks like he's just collided there with Wharton. So we're going to have a little stoppage in the game once again. So, yeah, bloody nose for Bambo Diaby, who came on in 15 minutes of the game, replacing Michael Ahikwe, who looked to have suffered a hamstring injury. So Bambo Diaby came on, and he's now in the wars. So another stoppage. Still 1-1 here. Sheffield Wednesday manager Danny Roll there, in conversation with his two assistants of Hendrik Pedersen and Chris Powell. They've also got the coach of Neil Thompson. So quite the setup there in the coaching staff. And, you know, it's been said that these Wednesday players are just really enjoying working under this coaching staff. Of course, it really couldn't get a lot worse from the beginning of the season under Cisco Munoz, who picked up 0 wins in 10 in the Championship before being sacked in early October. But to survive this season for Wednesday would be seriously impressive. When Danny Roll took over, Wednesday were 23rd. They'd got 1 win from 11, and they were 4 points off safety. Now they're currently just a point off safety with 2 games to go with this point that they are picking up at the moment at Ewood Park. So Bambo Diaby still trying to get this bloody nose sorted out. And it might be the end of his day as well. Dominic Iorfa is getting himself ready here. So they've already had to replace one of their centre-backs, Ahikwe, with Diaby. And it looks like Diaby is going to have to be replaced here by another centre-back of Dominic Iorfa. Spent 3 months out from December to February, Iorfa, but he started 4 of the last 10 since his return from injury. Has scored once against Blackburn previously in a 4-2 home win back in the 18-19 season. So a lengthy stoppage here as we're 10 minutes now into the second half. And I'm presuming for Bambo Diaby, with this nose injury, it might be a broken nose possibly. There's definitely a lot of blood. So it looks like the head collision is a rather serious one. And Dominic Iorfa is going to be coming on here. Not really helping Wednesday out here, these injuries. So Diaby is walking behind the goal here. And yeah, change is going to have to be made. So 2 substitutions that have been forced upon Sheffield Wednesday. One in the 15th minute with Ahikwe coming off for Diaby. And now Diaby, with what seems to be a serious nose injury, has had to be replaced by Iorfa. So 2 changes made for Wednesday. Completely forced upon them as well, which is disappointing for them. Not making life easier for them, these injuries. As we're back underway, ball in the air. Goes through towards Dolan for Blackburn, headed away by Iorfa, straight involved in the action. Cleared forward here towards Ugbo for Wednesday. Loses out and played forward by Tronstad. It's now Wednesday to bring it forward with the right wing back of Valentine. He's got Masaba in behind, can't find him. Really poor ball. He would have been in behind there into the 18-yard box, Masaba, if he was found. But it's Blackburn on the ball. Dolan from the left wing driving inside, trying to play it through for Gallagher. Cut out by Iorfa. But it's straight back to Blackburn here with Pickering lifting it in behind for Gallagher. Headed away though by Famewo for Wednesday. And it's now Iorfa to Palmer at right centre back. Just about keeps the ball in originally, but then his clearance is what goes out of play. It's thrown for Blackburn on the halfway line. It's actually midway inside the Wednesday half when the ball went out. Schmodix caught in possession, cleared forward to Ugbo, and Wednesday are in 3-on-3. Ugbo plays it to his right to Masaba, in the box, across it goes to the far post, and Wednesday are back in front. Marvin Johnson with the goal. And for a second time today, Wednesday have got themselves out of the relegation zone. Marvin Johnson hasn't scored since New Year's Day. But what a time to get back on the score sheet. Just towards the halfway line, it was Sammy Schmodix who gave it away for Blackburn. And as soon as Wednesday won it back, they were away. Schmodix losing it to Volks, then Volks with a big tackle on Wharton. He had to be brave, and the ball eventually fell out to Ugbo, who played it to the right wing to Masaba, right across the 18-yard box, and on the 6-yard line, arriving at the far post from the left wing back position, Marvin Johnson lifted it over the goalkeeper, playing the shot back across goal, into the side netting, perfectly placed, and with a game that's lacked real quality, it's Wednesday who have just managed to get themselves back in front. A swift counter-attack has put them back in front. And with just over half an hour to play here at Ewood Park, it's Blackburn 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Marvin Johnson with the goal. What a time to score. And like Windass, who scored Wednesday's first goal, Windass scored in the reverse fixture as well. So did Johnson. Johnson also scored in the reverse fixture. He put Wednesday 2-1 in front when these two sides met at Hillsborough. How things can work out. So Windass and Johnson, who both scored in the reverse fixture against Blackburn, have scored again. And they have lifted themselves out of the relegation zone here. As Wednesday clear it long with Liam Palmer. It's curled out of play. And it'll be a throw-in for Blackburn on the far side. It's in the final third. Dolan tackled this time by Palmer. And it's now with Windass, who runs into traffic of Wharton. And in behind it goes here for Schmodix. And he's caught offside. Gave the ball away rather poorly, Schmodix, for the goal. Volks winning it off Schmodix. And then, like I say, Wharton came in with a big tackle, but Volks beat him to it, kicking the ball forward to Ugbo. And Wednesday went from there and really got themselves in behind and got the ball into the back of the net. As Beadle takes this free kick from the offside, Ugbo loses out, but he drops to Bannon, who heads it forward here. Chested down by Windass and played forward towards Masaba in the box, cleared by Wharton. Or as far as Palmer at the back for Wednesday. Finds Volks, sends it down the right-hand side here, where Ugbo will chase it and he'll get there, but he's coming back from an offside position. So it means that it's a free kick for Blackburn, but this could be the biggest 3 points of the lot for Wednesday. They've won 12 games in the Championship this season, 5 of them away from home. They've won 3 of their last 5. It was in their 10th away game of the season where Wednesday won their first away game of the season. It was a 1-0 win against Stoke on the 9th of December. So they had to wait a long time for that first away win. And that was a couple months after Danny Roll came into the club. And when the manager of Wednesday came in, Danny Roll, he only won 1 of their first 6, losing 5. So he didn't necessarily get off to a great start, but eventually he's got the results going in Wednesday's favour. And John Eustace, the Blackburn head coach, has got a lot of work to do here, because simply, since he's come in, Blackburn haven't been good enough. You know, they didn't win any of their first 10 under him. They picked up 2 wins under him, and they both come in the last 5 games as Palmer crosses for Wednesday, headed away. Always tries Bannon on the edge, who takes a heavy touch out wide to the left-hand side, just outside the area at the moment. He clips it to the far post. In it goes. Header 1, only as far as Famewo in the box for Wednesday. Volleys it over the crossbar. Good work from Bannon on the left wing, crossing it in. First header was won by Gallagher. It fell straight to Famewo, who's just behind the penalty spot. And the centre-half got well under it. And over it went for a goal kick. If Blackburn lose this game, it means they will be 3 points ahead of the drop, with Coventry and Leicester to play. They're nasty fixtures, them. They're not games you want to play where you've got to get something from them. You know, they have shown they can take points off the big teams, you know, beating Leeds in their last game, but it's going to be a challenge. And this is a game at home against second bottom at the start of the day. And it's a game you've got to really be winning, but they're not. Mentioned it before. Oh my word! It's in the back of the net! What a huge mess from Ainsley Pears. And it's 3-1 to Wednesday. You will not see a bigger gift given to a team than that all season. When you need points and you're already behind, you cannot be making errors like that. Ainsley Pears is just made the biggest error of the lot. The Blackburn ship is sinking, and it's all because of their own downfall. Hyam played it to Pears. He's tried to clear it first time, and as he's cleared it, he's missed it. He's kicked it backwards, and as he's tried to avoid it going into the back of the net, he's not been able to clear it. He's gone to kick it. It's just bounced in front of him, kicked off his foot, and with the backspin, it's gone behind him. And as he's tried to chase it and stop it from going in, he's not been able to do anything about it. In a game with such magnitude, to make an error like that is just simply inexcusable. Blackburn are now 2 behind. Wednesday cannot believe their luck. It's an Ainsley Pears own goal. And that is really bad. It's really, really bad. What an error. Don't get me wrong, the pass back from Hyam wasn't a bad one, but it seemed to just took a bobble, and as the goalkeeper's gone to kick it, it's gone off the top of his foot, spun backwards, and Wednesday are in behind again here. In the final third, left wing Windass goes across to his right to the edge of the box to Volks, on once more to Bannon, wants to shoot first time, blocked by Rankin Costello. It's now with Pickering, who clears it down the left-hand side for Blackburn. It'll be given chase to here by Schmodix. But Palmer will get there, and he'll turn forward. Schmodix kept running towards the goalkeeper. Really well defended there by Palmer, who goes into the middle centre-back here of Iorfa on the edge of the box. And when you're fighting for your life at the bottom of the table, you cannot be making mistakes like that. I cannot believe what I've just seen. Wednesday go long, in behind, given chase to by Johnson, headed backwards that time by Britton and collected by the hands of Pears. Bobble or not, you can't be kicking the ball backwards like that. I mean, the spin that was generated on the ball as he kicked it was rather impressive, but not in a good way. As Wednesday have won it back here. Bannon 25 yards out. Forward to Masaba. Tried to flick it in behind for Windass. If that had worked, it would have been sublime, but it just gone through to the goalkeeper instead. Now Blackburn on halfway with the ball. It's a great turn by Britton, and Dolan's gone early. Very early. And it's a free kick for Sheffield Wednesday. Really good play there by Britton on the halfway line as he received the ball. Took it on the turn nicely. Got away from Volks. And then Dolan. Oh, he might actually be on there, you know. He may have been on. He looked like he'd gone really early, but on the near side, it looked like Famewo for Wednesday might have played him on. I'm not sure. Change for Blackburn. Their Norwegian midfielder of Sondre Tronstad has been replaced by John Buckley, who was on loan at Sheffield Wednesday at the start of the season, didn't score for them in 13 appearances, but was recalled due to a shoulder injury, and since then he's played 12 times for Blackburn, 5 starts in the Championship. Did score 3 goals for Blackburn at the start of the season in the League Cup before going out on loan to Sheffield Wednesday. Let's have a look here. So it's a bit bouncy and a huge bobble, and the ball's just gone up on him. And as it's bobbled, that backspin's continued onto his foot. And obviously it's just gone backwards and it's just a mess. And Wednesday have a 2-goal lead with a quarter of the game to play. There's Palmer on the halfway line, almost running back into the dressing room there. Just running off the pitch as he tried to keep it in play. Out it's gone eventually. It's Blackburn on the ball, midway side of their own half here. Ball over the top, down the left-hand side. Smodics has gone down. Sorry, Gallagher's gone down. Pulled down by Palmer. And it's a free kick for Blackburn. Let's have a look here. Just tripped Gallagher as he was trying to chase the ball down the left flank. So it'll be Callum Britton from the left-hand side to cross this one in. Cross goes into the box, to the far post. Header won by Famewo and helped away by Windass. It deflects down the left-hand side for Wednesday. Bannon's the furthest forward. He'll chase it. But they've worked it backwards here. Blackburn with Pickering going to the goalkeeper of Pears. Then out to the left here to Dolan, who can't keep it in. Really poor touch from the number 10. And with 21 minutes to play. 3-1 to Wednesday. This is not what Blackburn want to see. Header forward and a header away for Blackburn. As far as Volks, who heads it back forward again. Then another header. Game of head tennis going on here. Eventually volleyed into the air and volleyed in behind here, but no one's chasing it for Blackburn. Straight to the goalkeeper of Beadle, who will allow the ball to roll towards the corner of the box and eventually collects the ball as Dolan was coming towards him. Those Blackburn fans looking rather miserable. It's just not working for them. It's just not worked since John Eustace has come into the club, the new head coach. Bannon, 1-2 with Windass. Bannon tries to slip the ball through, but again it deflects away. Almost ball that for Wednesday is Blackburn attack. Britton in the central area, playing it through for Smodics. In the box, shots first time! And over the bar. And the man with 25 goals in the league this season, you expect him to finish that. Britton from the right-hand side, just bringing the ball inside into a central area where the space was. Slipped it through for Smodics. It may have just been offside. Don't think the flag went up. And as Britton played it through to Smodics, from 12 yards out, the keeper was coming out, so he's gone first time. And with his left foot, he's put it over the crossbar. Huge opportunity for Blackburn. But Sammy Smodics couldn't quite take it. And it's chances like that they've simply got to put in the back of the net. And they haven't. Beadle with the goal kick for Wednesday. Straight out of play. Thrown for Blackburn in their own half. On this far side. Need to get this ball moving quickly as possible here, Blackburn Rovers. Wharton. High. Down the left-hand side, headed into the air by Palmer. Flicked on by Volks. Into the air it goes for Wednesday again. Towards Ugbo. Comes off the back of Rankin Costello's head. Falls to Bannon. Out to the right to Masaba. Into Ugbo. Loses out there to Rankin Costello. And cleared down the line, but out of play for a Wednesday throw-in. On that far side. Thrown back into the Wednesday half here to Iorfa. Who's into the 18-yard box now with the goalkeeper Beadle. Clears it first time. It's a low one. It works out to the halfway line and headed away by Hyam for Blackburn. Only as far as Bannon. Now Windass in behind for Masaba. It's a brilliant ball. He's in the box. It's a great touch and it's a shot towards goal. It's a big save by Pears. And Blackburn need to clear. It's with the right wing back Britton. Who completes a 1-2. And Britton into the space. Can't quite beat Famewo to it. And it's a throw in here for Blackburn as Scott Wharton, the centre half, stayed down here. Almost a fourth for Wednesday. Bannon received it in his own half, found Windass on halfway, and over the top it went. Straight to Masaba, whose touch was good. Got the shot away about 8 yards out, but couldn't beat Ainsley Pears, who was out strong and made himself as big as possible. So 18 to play. Masaba almost scoring for Wednesday. Brought in on a free in the summer from Monaco. After having 2 loan spells last season away from Monaco. 6 goals for the season for Masaba in the Championship. 1 in his last 10. As Wharton stayed down here. Got a problem with his knee. Because he was the one chasing down Masaba. And I think Masaba just clipped him as he got in front of him. Before taking the shot on. But for the third goal, the goalkeeping error, I genuinely don't think I've seen anything like it before. Such a poor clearance. Don't get me wrong, it was a slight bobble, which has not helped with the backspin, and then he just kicked it off the top of his foot. And with that backspin, it's gone behind him, and he couldn't keep it out. It is the biggest nightmare you will ever see from a goalkeeper this season. And to do it in this moment, where they are in desperate need of points, Blackburn, and they were desperately in need of just staying in the game, and they've just put themselves further out of the game with that horrific own goal. So Adam Wharton will be substituted here, limping off, problem with his left knee. Hopefully it's nothing too serious for Scott Wharton. So Scott Wharton, the centre-half, will be replaced by Dylan Markande. So it's a positive change. It's an attacking change. So centre-back off for a winger. And we're back underway here. Dylan Markande brought in from Spurs in January of 2022 for £500,000. As it's Blackburn on the ball. Throwing midway side the Wednesday half for them on the far side. Need to start making things happen here. Blackburn with 15 to play. It's with Carter, the centre-back. To Hyam, the captain. Across to Carter. Forward into the midfield and out to the right it goes here to Callum Britton. He will go beyond the halfway line here for Blackburn with the ball. He lays it off for Markande. Keeps the ball away from Johnson. It's now back to the wing-back of Britton, just in front of the halfway line for Blackburn. Sheffield Wednesday doing a great job of closing down and shutting down the spaces here. It's Pickering. Ball inside for Gallagher. Keeps it away from Iorfa. It's now with Dolan. There's one-on-one here with Valentine. He goes down the line for Pickering. Finds Dolan again. On his right foot from the left wing. He plays it through for Schmodix in the box. He can't quite get there ahead of Bannon. And eventually cleared out of touch for a throw-in for Blackburn by Dominic Iorfa. So it's Wednesday having to defend here. Whereas Blackburn need 2 goals desperately because they are getting closer and closer to that relegation zone. Dolan on the edge of the box receives it. He's got an option out to the right. He has to go back here to Carter, then eventually goes out to the right-hand side here to Britton, who will go for an early cross into the box. It's controlled, but can't be kept alive by Rankin Costello. And a clearance from Wednesday, chased down by Ugbo. Carter will get there, but he can't keep the ball out of play. And then Carter pulls him back with both hands on his shirt. And that'll be a yellow card there for Hayden Carter. Ugbo was chasing that one down. It looked like Carter was able to see it out for a throw-in, but Ugbo was able to get his right foot across it and keep it in. And then Ugbo was almost away, but Carter grabbed him with both hands with his shirt and pulled him back. Yellow card for Hayden Carter. Oh, what skill that is. Windass in the box, shooting across goal. Blocked by Carter. Corner for Wednesday. He's definitely got that moment of quality and class, Windass. He received the free kick short and took on Britton really well into the box. And he's trying to square it across. Well blocked by Carter, who gave away the free kick. And it's now a corner for Sheffield Wednesday. And it'll be Will Volks to take. Former Wales international. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger from Wednesday's number 4. But before he can take it, the referee again stopping the play. To have a word with some of the players in that 6-yard box. Don't want any fouling taking place. So eventually we'll get the corner taken. Short it goes into the box where Johnson will latch onto it and shoot. Blocked there by Gallagher. Drops here for Schmodix, who's isolated on that left-hand side, but he's been tripped there by Windass. And it'll be a free kick for Blackburn in the left-back position. And they won't be able to take it straight away, as it's going to be a triple change for Wednesday. So the first change will be the goal scorer for the first goal, Josh Windass. He'll be replaced by number 41, Jedi Gassama, who joined in the summer from PSG. Didn't feature against Blackburn in the reverse fixture. Second change, we'll see Ike Ugbo brought off, the Canadian, for Michael Smith. And the third and final change, we'll see the entire front three changed as Anthony Masaba, the Dutchman, comes off for Callum Patterson. So the front three changed up for Wednesday as they've got just over 10 minutes of the 90 to play here. So back underway. Not long left for Blackburn as this result leaves them in 19th. And leave them 3 points away from the relegation zone. They've got the possession in their own half here with Hayden Carter, who had been out from February to March, and he made his first start since the middle of January in the last game against Leeds, so he hasn't had lots of football as of late. There's a ball down the right-hand side into the box, can't find Britton, straight through to the Wednesday goalkeeper, really poor. Trying so many long balls, Blackburn, but they're not working. Got to try and keep the ball on the floor. I know there's not a lot of space to work with because Wednesday are defending that compact, but they've got to try something else because these balls aren't working. As Wednesday go long in behind, and it's headed to the goalkeeper pairs. Gassama was the one chasing it. Well dealt with by Carter. Quickly rolled out now to Callum Britton. For Blackburn, he goes forward to the halfway line to Markande. Back into Britton, who sees a switch out to the left-hand side. He's going for it. And it does reach Pickering, who controls it well. But he's been forced to go back into his own half here to Dominic Hyam. Now Carter in the centre circle. Another high ball over the top here. This time it works. Brought down by Markande. Can't quite get onto his touch inside. Cleared away. And it's corner. Throwing for Blackburn on the near side. I didn't quite see what that went out for as Famewo cleared. And it will be a corner kick on this near side for Blackburn. 9 minutes of the 90 to play. Harry Pickering's come across to take it. Cross goes in. It's a deeper one to the far post. Headed towards goal, and it has to be tipped over by Beadle. The header was won by Hyam, the captain. And he wanted to catch, but the bar was just behind him, so did the safest thing and just tipped it over the crossbar as the cross goes in from the next corner. And caught this time by Beadle. Confident goalkeeping by the 19-year-old. Turns 20 in mid-July. Beadle kicks out of his hands down the Wednesday right-hand side. Headed on to Smith, who can hold it up really well. Lays it off for Patterson inside to Gassama. Smith making a run into the box. He'll try and find him with a back heel. Cut out by Britton. Would have been a really nice goal that from Wednesday, as Britton keeps it in. And eventually cleared by Pickering. Played back forward for Wednesday. Flicked in behind by Bannon. What a pass that is. Gassama's onside. Tries to get himself into the box, but it's dealt with there by Hyam. But not dealt with by Pickering. Cross goes in by Patterson. Helped on by Smith, and it just drags wide of the post. Goal kick. That'll be for Blackburn. A new front three that the Blackburn defence have got to deal with, and they're not dealing with it very well at the moment. But for Wednesday, in terms of survival, the run that they had from the start of February to the start of March is what's really helped them. They've won 5 of their 6 games in the Championship, beating Plymouth, Rotherham, Bristol, Millwall and Birmingham. So again, teams that they would have fancied beating, and they did. And those 15 points have helped them into a position where now, at the moment, they are safe with 2 to play. But that can all change in the next 2 games, as Wednesday have got to take on West Brom at home and Sunderland away. It's going to be a triple change this time for Blackburn. Last roll of the dice as they are running out of time here. Are they going to make the change yet? Or are they going to let this throw-in happen first? No, they're going to make the changes first. So Tyrese Dolan comes off it for Ben Christine. And then Pickering off for Moran. And the third and final change sees Rankin Costello brought off for Yassine Ayari, loanee from Brighton. So 3 changes there for Blackburn as they've got 6 minutes left, plus added on time here. Try and somehow pick up a result. It'll be 2 wins from 15 for John Eustace at Blackburn if they don't win today. And a win looks very unlikely. 3 goals they'd need for the win, as they've got a goal kick here. Last touch off Patterson for Wednesday. So goal kick for Blackburn with pairs. They go short here to Hayden Carter. And then across to Hyam, the captain. Then with Carter again, bringing it out of the 18-yard box. Go to the right back of Britton. It's now with Ayari. Finding Markande. Out to the left it goes to Andy Moran. Also on loan from Brighton. It's now on the halfway line with Carter. Everyone behind the ball for Sheffield Wednesday as they protect this 2-goal lead. It's now with Schmodix, tackled well by Palmer, who will clip it out to the left-hand side into Gassama. Cut out by the head of Carter. And it's now with Callum Britton. Britton out to the left. It's with Moran. Ayari looking for a ball out wide left, cleared by Patterson. Kept alive for Blackburn here on halfway with Carter. Forward he goes to Schmodix. Not a great touch, but he completes a 1-2 with Gallagher. Then goes to his right to Britton. On once more here to Markande. Down the byline. Crosses, deflects off Johnson. And then back off Markande. And it's a goal kick for Sheffield Wednesday. Brilliant defending from Marvin Johnson, who got the second goal for Sheffield Wednesday in this second half. It gave them the lead in the 58th minute. And then 6 minutes later, It was made 3-1 with that horrific own goal from Ainsley Pears as his clearance from his goal ended up going behind him and backwards and into the back of the net. Goal kick goes long, helped on by Patterson, cleared by Blackburn, but then headed back forward by Volks. Headed away for Blackburn, another header won by Volks, and eventually it drops into the midfield here for Blackburn with Callum Britton taking it away from Gassama. And then forward to the halfway line. Schmodix takes on the turn, plays it through towards Gallagher, where it's cut out by Johnson. Plays it back to his goalkeeper of Beadle, who sends it away. Up towards Patterson halfway, can't quite keep it under control, but then he wins it back through a foul, according to the referee. Free kick in the centre circle for Blackburn Rovers. Yari, 1-2 with Moran. And then high ball towards Gallagher, loses out in the end to Famewo. Then Bannon to the left wing back of Johnson in the defensive third for Wednesday. Kicks it off Markande. And it's a throw in for Wednesday. They've defended this lead really well. The away side, who would have won 4 of their last 6 away games now if this result stands at full time. Throw-in, volleyed away by Carter on halfway. Header won by Iorfa. Straight to Ayari for Blackburn, midway side the Wednesday half. He's looking out to the right-hand side, finding Markande. Then forward to Britton, misplaced pass, nowhere near him. Straight out of play for a goal kick. Not good enough at all by Blackburn going forward. It's as simple as that. Not good enough in the slightest. It's their attacking play that's been really poor. Less than 2 minutes of the 90 to play. These Blackburn fans do not look pleased. Remember, we are commentating again straight after this, 3:30, so just over an hour's time for the FA Cup semi-final between Coventry and Manchester United. As on the halfway line, it's volleyed forward for Wednesday up towards Gassama. Header won by Carter. Headed down by Volks and finds Bannon on his 400th appearance for the club. He goes all the way back to Beadle on the edge of the box, who clears it first time from his 18-yard box towards Patterson. Headed away by Hyam. Can't be helped on by Schmodix. Volks can't take on Moran, but he wins it back off Moran to Christine, who's then tackled by Volks. Down the right-hand side he goes towards Smith, who was in an offside position as he was chasing that one down. So it's another free kick for Blackburn. We've got 25 seconds left of this 90 minutes. We'll get a bit added on for some of the stoppages. As Blackburn start from the edge of their box here with Dominic Hyam. On this near side, just in front of the halfway line with Britton, keeping the ball away from Gassama. 11 minutes added on. Oh, that's not what I wanted to see. I've got preparation to do for the next commentary. Oh my God. 11 minutes added on. Last thing I needed to see. Oh well. We'll be fine. It's Britton down the right-hand side, tripped by Gassama. That'll be a free kick midway side the Wednesday half for Blackburn. Got to just launch this into the box because they've got time here. If they get one, who knows what could happen next. Sending all the big boys in here, Blackburn. The Sheffield Wednesday line is on the 18-yard box line. As even with 11 minutes to play, Blackburn fans have seen enough. Free kick goes in, punched away on the far post by Beadle. Still alive here for Blackburn. Schmodix, 25 yards out. Plays a low ball to Markande, who turns nicely on the edge of the box. Tackled though by Iorfa, and it's a fair one as well. Johnson, the left wing back, in that position, can clear it down the left-hand side for Wednesday. Gassama will chase it for the away side. And he gives away a foul. Just took down Buckley, who was the last man back for Blackburn, so it's a good job he won a free kick there. Because if Gassama nicked it like he has now off Britton, there could be a chance. Gassama tackled strongly and not fairly by Dominic Hyam. And that's a yellow card for the captain. Hyam not happy. Britain took a long time to clear that one and eventually came off a Wednesday player straight to Gassama. It's what almost happened a minute before with Buckley, but he went down and won a free kick. Gassama was right on his case. And yeah, Dominic Hyam got absolutely none of the ball, straight through the player. And it's a free kick and a yellow card for the Scotsman. Nine minutes of added on time to go. Just doesn't look like it's going to be Blackburn's day, as this will be their 21st loss of the season. And in the game, Blackburn have dominated the possession. And for Blackburn, in the 7 games this season where they've had the most possession themselves, they haven't won any of the 7 games. 2 at home and 5 away. So usually when they dominate the ball, they don't usually win. They usually struggle more than when they don't have it. As the free kick, Volks will strike it towards goal, and it's a brilliant save from Pears. Kept alive by Smith on the right-hand side for Wednesday. Loses out to Moran. And Blackburn need to go quickly as possible. They'll win a free kick. Volks brings down Buckley. It's a free kick for Blackburn Rovers. Thank you to everyone who's been here throughout the stream. Make sure you stick around for the next live stream. That'll be starting at 3:15. Goal kick in the end for Wednesday. Ran out of room on the left-hand side. Iorfa. It's been brilliant since coming on. Had to come off the bench for the other substitute, Bambo Diaby, who replaced Hickway early on in the game for a hamstring injury. And then Diaby came off, which looked like a nose issue. Might have been a broken nose. So Iorfa had to come on, and he's been brilliant since. Goal kick taken by Beadle. Out to the Wednesday right towards Patterson. Straight out of play it goes. Throwing for the home side. Taken quickly by Hyam all the way back to his goalkeeper Pears in the 18-yard box. It's now on the halfway line for Blackburn. Moran has it. Goes forward, in behind. Looking for Markande. It nearly drops for him, but it's a brilliant interception by Johnson. Sliding in, stopping it going through. And Smith wins his own flick on, and he'll chase it down, but Pears will get there first. And Pears with his feet, a little bit messy, but just about gets out of his feet and clears to Markande, who controls it nicely, plays it inside towards Britton. Short pass intercepted by Volks. And it's now Wednesday to play on this near side with Bannon. Forward to Gassama, who is bundled to the ground there by Britton. And it's another free kick for Sheffield Wednesday, as it looks like it is going to be their day. Even though they've won one of their last 7, they have got themselves out of the relegation zone for now. Bannon takes it down the left-hand side to Gassama. Wants to get into the box with his touch, but he's lost out to Britton in the end. Who goes down the line here to Ayari. Takes on Volks. And Ayari can get away for Blackburn. Goes inside to his left to Markande. Now to Hyam. And the space on the left-hand side for Blackburn. They need to shift it quickly. Christine on the ball. Low knee from Villa. Finds Moran. And then back to Hyam on the halfway line. Who has to chase it into the centre circle. And it's now with the Blackburn captain. Schmodix round the corner. Can't find Moran. Cut out by Palmer. Another throw in for Blackburn. They've got just over 5 minutes left. Carter. Everyone behind the ball for Wednesday. Buckley. It's now with Carter again. Curling it out to the right flank here to Markande. 1-on-1 with Gassama. Goes across to the edge of the box. It's let through, and it's a shot towards goal by Buckley. Drops in the end for Moran, who will shoot towards goal, and just wide it goes. Flag was up anyway. Wouldn't have counted. That would have been a big moment and a big time for a big goal. Markande played it across the box. Smodix dummied. Shot by Buckley. And as the shot was played and it deflected through to Moran, he was coming back from an offside position, rightly given from the assistant referee on that near side. And I think these Blackburn Rovers fans have seen enough. They are leaving in their numbers. It's another disappointing day. It's another game without a win. They are now 3 points off the relegation zone. And even with the Schmodix goal to get them level in the first half, this second half, they simply have not been good enough. And those Wednesday travelling supporters there to the left-hand side of the stadium have enjoyed their early day out. 4-hour round trip for them altogether. And they're going to enjoy every minute back home with these 3 points. Gassama chopped down from behind, midway inside the Blackburn half there. He's been fantastic since coming on. Jedi Gassama, brought in from PSG in the summer, former France under-20 international. Thank you to everyone who's here, who's liking and subscribing. It really does help the channel out. Ball played out to the left-hand side of the box, headed back inside by Smith for Wednesday. Dealt with by Hyam with 2 headers. All he finds Marvin Johnson on the edge of the area, who takes it under control, plays to his right to Volks, and lifts it into the box towards Smith, who will give chase to this one. But he can't quite avoid the goal kick, well seen out there by Britton. And it's Blackburn's ball with 3 to play. Goal kick taken out to the Blackburn left, where it's a header won by Patterson for Wednesday. And he gets onto the Hyam header and he flicks it forward, Patterson, into the 18-yard box, but no one's up there to chase it for Wednesday. So Blackburn can start again from the back. Down the left-hand side, they're going to try this time. Buckley sees a switch out to the opposite side here. It's a big ball forward, headed forward by Johnson for Wednesday. It will fall to Britton for Blackburn. He goes back to the halfway line here for Carter. Ayari forward to Britton. Then into the space for Markande, who will keep it in the final third. One-on-one with Johnson. Onto his left, then back onto his right. Bringing it forward. Markande squares it through, deflects, and cleared by Smith in the end. Wednesday defending strong. As Gassama loses out in the end there to Ayari. Schmodix lifts it into the box for Gallagher, who's onside. Wins the first header, drops towards Markande, but it's well dealt with there by Famewo. And eventually the clearance from Johnson comes off a Blackburn man. And it's another throw-in for Sheffield Wednesday. What a performance. Away from home. It lifts them out of the drop zone for now. Blackburn win it back. Smith can't quite keep it from the throw-in. Markande into Carter in a right wing position from centre half. He'll cross it with his left foot. It goes to the far post behind Moran. Volleyed by Palmer. Up into the air. Into the Blackburn half where there's no yellow shirt chasing it. They're going to stay compact and stay back here. The Sheffield Wednesday players who've got a minute left of the game. We had 11 added on. It's out to the right flank here for Britton. He will cross it. Great ball in, but it's a brilliant header as well by Will Volks. And there'll be a corner on this near side for Blackburn. They've definitely run out of time to draw the game, but could they get one back as a consolation? It will be back-to-back 3-1 wins for Sheffield Wednesday this season against Blackburn. They beat them 3-1 at Hillsborough. They're beating them 3-1 here at Ewood Park. It will be Sheffield Wednesday's first win here since September 2016. And what a time to get the 3 points. Britton crosses from the corner. Header 1 for Wednesday. Drops to Gassama on the edge of the box, who wants to try and help it further on. And he gets the last touch off Schmodix. And that'll be a throw-in for Wednesday. And that will be that more than likely. We've got 5 seconds left to play. Good work, mate. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone who's joined. 27 likes. How's that happened? We've not even had 27 people in. So I don't know if someone's like botted that. That's just ridiculous. That's not accurate. There's the throw-ins taken and a massive roar from Danny Roll as Wednesday collect the 3 points at Ewood Park. It just goes from bad to worse for Blackburn under John Eustace. It seemed like they were turning a corner in their last game against Leeds, where they went to Ellen Road and won 1-0. But with one step forwards, they've taken 2 steps back. It's 3 points away from the drop zone for Blackburn. Sheffield Wednesday lift themselves outside of the bottom 3. Birmingham drop in. Wednesday are 1 point clear of the relegation zone. They've got West Brom to play next week at home and then Sunderland away to finish off the season. Can they do what seemed to be the impossible at the start of the season after such a woeful start under Xisco Munoz and somehow survive under Danny Roll? Goal scoring started early on. Blackburn were behind within 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Josh Windass with the goal. Hyam failed to clear it, deflected into Windass, who saw the goalkeeper off his line, lifted it over him, got it under the crossbar and into the back of the net. But 3 minutes later, Blackburn equalised through their main man, Sammy Schmodic. It's his 25th of the season in the Championship, slotting it into the bottom left corner on a tight angle inside the 18-yard box. And at half-time, it was a game that anyone could go on and win, but Wednesday were the team to do just that. With just over half an hour left to play, Marvin Johnson at the far post got onto the end of a cross, put it into the bottom right corner. It gave Wednesday a lead, and that lead was doubled to 2 as Ainsley Pears for Blackburn made one of the biggest goalkeeping errors of the season. The ball was played back to him. He somehow kicked it backwards with the backspin. He couldn't stop it from going in. It was a gift for Wednesday, but it was enough for them to get ahead in the game by 2, and that's all they needed, a 2-goal lead, and they defended it so well. And here at Ewood Park, they have walked away with the 3 points. What a moment in the season for Sheffield Wednesday. They are out of the relegation zone by a point with 2 to play. Can they do the great escape and stay up? We'll have to wait and see, but they have put themselves in the best position possible. It's now 4 wins from their last 6 on their travels in the league for Sheffield Wednesday. And what a survival story it could be if they end up staying up this season. Thanks to everyone who watched. Remember, we are commentating again at 3:30, so just less than an hour to go before that FA Cup semi-final between Coventry and Manchester United. Thanks to everyone who watched. Make sure you like and subscribe before you go. But here at Ewood Park, it was a quick start with 2 goals, 1 each at half-time. But in the second half, it was Sheffield Wednesday who managed to get the 2 goals. They were able to defend those 2 goals right to the end to get themselves 3 points. They are now out of the bottom 3 with 2 games to play. Can they stay up? They can't, can they? Well, they just might. It finishes here. Blackburn 1, Sheffield Wednesday 3.